And there we go. My name is Anthony Barocas for YOLO Live, and thank you all for being here today. I appreciate the shout outs from around the world, from cold Minnesota to Texas to where else we had England, which is probably also pretty cold. We had in Jerusalem, but normally up in Finland, which I guess would even be colder. But I appreciate everybody there, and you could watch. We are on Facebook and YouTube. Let me get rid of that top title there. First one I have up here from StoryGum, network aggregation is part of ASP. Those are two different things. ASP is, actually I have that over here. I want to bring that up. Is this page it? Yes. Go to my laptop. ASP is the Ardent Streaming Protocol for high quality and reliable live streams. ASP does not require multiple connections. ASP is completely independent of multiple connections. And what it really does is it creates a cache on the receiving network, this big pile of data. And it mirrors that pile of data on your YoloBox. So the caveat is if you normally like to record, the recording option is not available if you're using ASP because it is recording already. But it's recording like a minute-long cache of data locally and also duplicating that cache of data in the cloud. And if your bandwidth goes up and down, like you're on a cellular network and it bottoms out for like 10 seconds, no data can get through. Well, what it's doing is it's caching that stream on your YoloBox, and then when the data your connection improves again, because cellular data ebbs and flows depending upon who else is connected. When that data rate comes back, it then sends all of that data that it wasn't able to send to the receiving cache. It's like cups of water. It fills that cup back up, and then out of the bottom of that cup at the receiving end on the server, it's sending that to Facebook and YouTube. I don't use ASP for these live shows because that creates a minute-long delay from what I'm saying and what people see on YouTube. And remember, YouTube and Facebook already have a 20-second delay. So this is a minute before that 20-second delay for them to process the video and make it available in like 5 different sizes and bandwidths. So you're talking a minute and a half. So if I asked a question, I wouldn't get a response from anyone for at least a minute and a half, because that's how long it would take you to be able to see it. So if you have something that is very audience interactive, like this show is, this is a question and answer show. So I ask something, I know it's still going to take 20 seconds, but that's shorter. That's not a minute and 30. 20 seconds is much shorter. Within 20 seconds, you're going to be able to hear that question or hear a response to something, and then, I have a new question, and type that question in as a comment that I will see on my end. So ASP works with a single connection, and it buffers on both ends. That's how ASP works, the Ardent Streaming Protocol. The Asun M1 is the phone attachment for DSLR and camcorders. Unfortunately, other than getting your video to the web using your camera, it don't do much more. I have to pay for services like Restream. Yes, the Asun is a purpose-built device for taking an HDMI and making it available on mobile devices. I think mostly iPhones. I don't know if it's also Android. But that is mainly, they make those for like confidence monitors on iPads. So you could have a camera filming something and the director can have a nice big iPad watching the feed from the camera wirelessly with the app on the iPad. And that's really cool. But you could obviously use it in different ways. But it's not that's just a wireless hop, I'll call it. It's not necessarily a streaming device. It's not a streaming service. It's not a multicasting service. It is just that from your camera to the receiver. That's all it does. James says, I love YoloBox Pro. I'm working to get one. With RTMP, I can do my own news broadcast without buying other services like Restream, all included. Yes, that is one of the really nice things about all the YoloBoxes. The original YoloBox included. If there are users out there with the original YoloBox, which you can tell because it does not have a raised edge that has the active cooling. There's no fan in the original YoloBox, and this is the one I put my little feet onto. Ta-da! And we covered that in a previous live show as well. But this one, the Mini, the Pro, all three of these have the same capability in that you can do multicasting from here. So I have set up a live streaming show here, and what do I want to do? First, you want to go to your streaming mode. If you haven't already done this and don't know about it, you go to your streaming mode. Right now, it's set to direct a single platform. So it's going to stream directly from my YoloBox directly to one destination. But if you use the YoloLive multi-streaming service, you're essentially going to be using like Restream. But it's free. I shouldn't say it's free. It's included in the purchase price of the hardware. Nothing in life is free. But now I can sit there and say, I want this live show to go here. We're going to say it's public. Done. It's going to think a little bit. And I want to go to my Facebook. We're going to send it to a group. And I have a Scratchpad group we can send it to. Done. And then we could also send it to Twitch, which it is connected. Okay, good. You can send it to 3 destinations. 3 are included. And that's a lot. This is also not take into account the fact that on Facebook has an additional ability to cross-post a stream. So I can send it to my page and any other page. I can choose to send it to any other page that I administer as long as those connections are pre-built. So that way, if I have, 3 pages that I administer and they're all sort of related for like local community groups or something like that, I can send that one stream to Facebook, and then Facebook will multicast it within Facebook. The advantage there is it's appearing on 3 different locations on Facebook, but all those comments come back as if it's one video. So that is an additional advantage that Facebook offers. YouTube is YouTube. There's not like multiple YouTubes. And as far as I know, YouTube, if you have multiple pages or multiple, accounts on YouTube, there's not a way that you could use YouTube to spread it. But looking back down at this, I can, I have YouTube up here, like my Tech Thoughts page, but instead of going to Twitch, I can choose an RTMP. These are manual RTMPs. I can RTMP it to YouTube. In fact, I can do multiple RTMPs to multiple YouTubes if I so choose. And again, 3. You have 3 different destinations. And in terms of encoding this and getting it out there, the distribution that's built into the YoloBox by itself is really fantastic. Plus, you have the destinations available in YoloCast. And I'm going to switch over here. And here in YoloCast, you can see that my YoloCast plan has expired. I need to renew that. You can send things to multiple destinations in YoloCast. And I recall in the posting in the Facebook group that they've opened up the 15 destinations of YoloCast to users of the YoloBox, and it's not an additional cost. So you can push your event to YoloCast, and then in your destinations, you could have multiple destinations. And that really opens up a whole big opportunity in terms of live streaming. And specifically because of another thing we're going to talk about is the YoloBox has one encoder. And again, this is a streaming and encoding show. And the key thing is your encoding for record is the same as your encode for the stream. It is one encode coming from one chip, and that is being recorded and sent out. You cannot have a 50 megabit record and a 3 megabit stream. You're not doing 2 different things on the YoloBox. You're doing one. So if you're doing a 3 megabit stream, you're doing a 3 megabit record. If you're doing a 5 megabit stream, you're doing a 5 megabit record. So that is something to be aware of. There's one encoder on the YoloBox. So it's a positive in that there's only one stream going out because it can only encode one thing. It can't encode two. There's not two encoders to send two streams out. On the other side, your encode is the same as your stream. So whatever bit rate you select is the bit rate you do. Some people really love to have a very high quality, high bit rate record. And for that, you can take the HDMI out and do a local record on another YoloBox or an external recorder or whatever, or a computer using OBS or whatever. And you could set that to be a super high bit rate and use the advantages of the YoloBox for all of your multicasting streaming. So you can set that to be 2 megabits, 3 megabits for the stream, and then use the HDMI out for your 50 megabit record. What is the best YoloBox to buy for a professional videographer to do social media streaming for business? The answer is twofold. If you want the best YoloBox, it's the Pro, because it's the biggest, most inputs, and the most advanced processor that's available right now. If by social media you mean Instagram and TikTok and anything vertical, you're going to want the InStream, which is the vertical version of the YoloLive, the YoloBox, the vertical version. And it is vertical because the entire interface is vertical. The sound mixer is vertical. All of the titles had to be redesigned so that they're more narrow and tall, have more pixels tall. So everything about this box and everything about the app has been redesigned for vertical. So if you're by social media, you mean I want to do Instagram and TikTok and we want to do lives with real cameras, then you are talking the InStream, which is the vertical tool. Actually, it's the only vertical tool. There is a YoloMax, which is this, but on a 23-inch tablet or 23-inch screen. And that's really cool if you want to have like I'm just touching it right here and I'm doing the show. That would actually be pretty cool. As you can see, I'm not using this to stream live to Instagram, TikTok, Zoom, Facebook. I am not using this live primarily because our content goes to horizontal destinations like YouTube and Facebook. What is your encoding setup for this stream? Thanks for asking. The encoding setup for this stream is I have a YoloBox Pro that I'm using to switch the show and switch between various destinations like my overhead camera. This is that's the Pro. Here's the overhead camera, so you can see I've got I always move the wrong way when it's like this. You can see I've got the Pro over here. This one is not the one that's streaming. This is the demo one so that I can actually like exit out of this show and come back into this show, which I can't do with the actual YoloBox Pro that's doing the actual streaming. And we are streaming at 4099 kilobits per second, 3999 kilobits per second. So basically 4 megabits at 30 frames a second. And I am using YoloLive's multicasting service to send this stream I send one stream up and it splits out and goes to Facebook and YouTube. That is the process here. And the box is on Wi-Fi. I'm very happy with the Wi-Fi I have in the office, and every device here on the table, the laptop, the 2 devices I have here to show you these devices, these are both on Wi-Fi, and the actual one doing the live stream right now is on Wi-Fi. So that is the setup for this stream right now. I have not used YoloBox Pro to stream yet because administrators for church Facebook page has not input their admin credentials yet. Bummer. There's a way around that. If you want to use the built-in Facebook API, yes, you need the administrator's credentials, give them to you. Or you could use your credentials and the administrator of the Facebook page can make you an admin of the page, which is literally how I'm doing the show today. I am an independent producer and I have my own Facebook account. YoloLive, they own the page. It's their page. They're not going to give me permission to muck around on their page. But they have added me as an admin, which gives me the ability to see the page. Actually, I can show you that. So if I go to the Pro, like this, so you can see, this is me, right here, this is me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off, go away, and let's go over here. And right here, that's groups. If I go to pages I manage, you will see that YoloLive technology comes up as a page that I manage. I don't actually manage the page, it's just vernacular. Like, these pages are all mine. These are, I have my Communications is my page, Frisco Studios is my studio, Stream for Us is my branded streaming service. YoloLive technology, they added me as an admin. Now I can push to the page. So you don't have to wait for them to put their credentials in your device. You could just ask them to make you an admin on their page, and then you can push to the page that you manage right there. So you just like dink, and you're done. You're done. Has anyone successfully used 2 YoloBoxes at the same time to stream from 2 locations, say a festival with multi-stages? I don't see why that would even be a problem. You can have one account and you can have multiple YoloBoxes streaming. You just need to create separate events, separate projects for those 2 different stages. And that would be, like I'm in this project, you would, yeah, let me exit this, I'm done. Don't cancel. Okay, so this you can see right here. This is the one I was in, and then you would just create a new event, duplicate that event, and stage 2, done, and you would have one YoloBox doing this event and the other YoloBox doing this event. And let us try and do something rather interesting. Done. And right now, the YoloBox Pro, let me go to my overhead. The YoloBox Pro is working such that it's able to do more things, and it has certain features in these projects that these projects will not currently appear in the Mini. So these are both on the same account, but the projects are not interchangeable between the devices. So I would definitely recommend 2 of the same device, 2 minis or 2 pros. That way you're more guaranteed compatibility of your projects between the devices. It used to be that they all showed up everywhere, but as certain features got added to one and not the other, they had to separate those things, so that if you have virtual inputs and locked titles in a project you have on the Pro, the Mini doesn't know how to do that, and neither does the original one. So those projects are not going to show up on the other ones. So, but you can indeed do multiple devices on multiple stages. Moreover, because I'm actually doing a live show from a Pro, I'm going to actually try to do something now that on the fly, I'm going to add a video source. I am going to add a live stream. Okay, so it's not finding them. Look again. No, okay. I have actually seen that. That's right. The account that the other YoloBox is logged in on is a different account, so they wouldn't show up. But if you did, you could actually bring in, let's see if I can move out of the way, you would actually be able to bring in a remote YoloBox stream into an existing YoloBox through the live stream input right here. Any stream that you're pushing into your account from a YoloBox is going to show up here. Let me actually give that a shot. We are going to, here's my Mini. Let me just get out of the way. Overhead. Here's the Mini, and I am going to let's do streaming mode using YoloLive servers. Yep. And that's going to be the key things. You have to send it to the same servers. And let me go. Did I have a destination? Where are my destinations? I'm only going to send it to my scratch pad on Facebook right now. Group. I'm going to send it to my scratch pad. Okay. And done. So we're going to go back here and we're going to say go live. You want to start streaming? Sure, let's do that. And now, that is streaming. There we go. I didn't even bother to like check the data rate. I should have done that. Anyway, now we come over here. I say live stream, and there it is. That's the live from the mini, which is over here. I can bring it in, say done. And it is a little known fact that and wait for it, there it is. You can bring in other devices between the same YOLO Live account. And let me do this fancy move over here. Now, obviously there's a delay to go up to the cloud and then back down from the cloud. And it looks like it's about 2 seconds, 3 seconds. But in terms of having a remote stage or multiple stages in any city, anywhere on the planet, having them all be in the same account, send the streams, and then you could be, hey, let's go to stage 2. Click. It's in your YoloBox. Now, you can only do one of those. You can't bring multiple of those in. But as you saw, that's how easy it is to do. Anything that's being pushed in is available. So technically, if I had multiple stages, I could then go to the remote stage. There's the remote stage. Da, 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 da. Wait for it. Da, 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 da. And then say, all right, we go back to the local stage. Hey, and now we're going to go to Johannesburg because they're having a great content. And then you go over here, you select live stream. And if you had multiple ones, they would all show up here and you could select the other one. Done. Well, I didn't choose anything. And that other one would be over here. So you could jump between them as long as you had something to come out to. And that is a little known encoding and streaming behind the scenes capability that is available to every YoloBox. My name is Anthony Brokus for YoloLive. I'm going to bid you all adieu and say thanks for watching.